y'all, it's Michelle from the Scattered Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. Today I am breaking into my new collection, Farmstead Harvest. I'm going to be scrapping this random picture of me that I took in the car sometime last year. It was back in October or November? I don't know. I was thinking, hey, my hair is looking pretty good today. I think I'll take a picture. So I've got that picture and I have a couple of things picked out and some papers picked out. So let's get started. For my background, I have picked out the paper with my favorite color from this collection, and then this paper here with the darker background. And what I'm going to do is cut this one at about, I think that's 8 inches. And then, no, it had to have been 7 because I think this one is 4 inches. And I thought about just using one of them as a main background page, but I like both sides of the paper and I'm really liking this collection. So at first I think I'm going to end up being a little bit stingy with the paper and try and have as few scraps as possible, but have it so I can use all the paper. So what I decided to do was get a piece of white cardstock and just wallpaper the cardstock. But you can see this cardstock that I have is not actually 12 by 12 inches. So there's a little bit that hangs over the side. And then also it's a little bit longer at the end. So I should have just turned the white cardstock and I probably would have been able to cover the whole thing. But as it is, now I'm going to have to trim that very bottom white border off. But that's okay. I guess I'll do it. And I'm going to put this border sticker on my seam. And of course, it's not a full 12 by 12. So I know kind of where I'm going to be putting my photo. So I go ahead and just cut the sticker so that there's a little bit of a gap, but you won't see it because my picture will be covering it up. So not an issue. And I really like this transition of the yellow, that golden or ochre colored yellow, from the dark into the kind of like the peachy color or coral color. And I really like how that coral color and the blue of my shirt play off of each other. I think that, of course, orange and blue always looks beautiful together. So any variation of the shades of those colors look good together. And then I'm going to title this Happy Fall. And this truly, it's just a random picture that I took of myself one day because I was liking that my hair was kind of looking halfway decent that day. So there's no like big story here. It's just a picture of me. So since I don't have like a major story to tell or a big theme or, this isn't a party or anything like that, I have a little bit of a difficulty deciding how I want to decorate this. And also, let me know if you have this problem too. The very first time you use a collection, like you love it, you've pretty much bought everything that goes with it, and you want to put everything on a page. So it's really hard to decide what you actually want to do, what direction you want to go, or what embellishments you want to use. And that's what I'm experiencing here. So I pulled out some of the die cuts that I was like, yeah, I really want to use these. And I was thinking about just doing a stick and plonk. I think I'm going to have to come to terms with the fact that I'm not a stick and plonk kind of person. I'm a meticulously plan it out kind of person. So I thought about putting all of these die cuts all around, and looking at it now, it looks great. It looks fine. I could have stuck and plonked those all over the place and it would have looked fine. But at the moment, I was like, ugh, I don't like how this looks. I don't like it. I think it looks too jumbled up. It wasn't the feeling that I wanted. So I pull it all off and I'm going to go at it again. And there's one other thing about this particular collection, and some other collections do this too, where some of the die cuts have a white border around them, and some of the die cuts have no border around them. Does that actually bother me? Yes and no. I'm either don't have any borders at all, like those leaves. That blue one that I tucked under there has no border. But the pumpkin with the little leaf spray around it has a border, and the leaf with the acorn has a white border around it, and I'm thinking I really don't like that. That's probably what it is. I just don't like that. So that's kind of throwing me off because I don't like mixing those two things together. So I go back to the die cuts, and I really love the variety of die cuts that this collection has. And I'm like, I could put every one of them on a piece of paper and be so happy. But that's not what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to decorate this picture of me. And I really like how that pumpkin with the leaves just kind of hug around the bottom of the word fall. So I like how it's in that corner. I'm going to leave it. And I kind of like how I have the leaves around that bottom right corner of the photo. And because of how I put the happy fall, I have an awkward little corner, I guess, and that's kind of, I'm trying to fill that in. So I have a vellum leaf spray there, and then I have that yellow flower, and now I have this area between the flower and the leaf on the bottom right that's kind of awkward to me. Oh, and I did put in another leaf in the bottom left there. Now, one of the things that I do to kind of alleviate the problem of white borders and no white borders is doing this. I'll ink the edges. So I have this Distress Oxide in, I think it's Gathered Twigs. I didn't want to use black because I thought that would be too in your face. It would be too dark. But the Gathered Twigs, to me, goes really, really well with this collection. It keeps things in the right tone, in the right mood and feel. And then because I wanted to put the pumpkin over here next to the happy fall, I'm going to put it up on a bit of foam. And sounds like my neighbor is out blowing leaves again. Oh my goodness. Hopefully y'all can't hear that. Hopefully it's just me. If it gets too bad, I'll just have to pause it and come back. But I'm going to pop this up on some foam here and get that down. And I'm trying to think what is that even called? The thing that the happy fall is on, because it's not thickers. Let me see here. Oh, I still have it down here. What do they call it? They just call it fallish. And it's called thickers. It's just not alphabets, it's titles, I guess. So, since I have that down, I have the pumpkin leaves down, and now I'm going through and I'm going to initially start gluing down, because I started with the glue in my hand. I just kept going with the glue, but here in a minute I'm going to switch back to my ATG gun. I was like, wait a minute, why am I using liquid glue for this. I have tape. Let's put the tape down. Because I'm kind of stingy with the glue. I don't know why. You would think I would be stingy with the ATG tape, but I'm not. I'm not real stingy with that. I put that on a lot of stuff, but for some reason, liquid glue, I'm a little stingy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and get all those down. And I kind of play around with placement, even though I had already kind of built the cluster. I will still continue to play around with it. And I decide to put this one up on a little bit of foam as well. And I like this foam because it's not real thick. It's not as thin as some foam that I've had in the past. I think I got it from the dollar store. It may have been Walmart, but I want to say it was the dollar store, and I haven't seen any since. And I used it all up, but man, I loved that. Because I like to pop things up to give some dimension, but I don't like them being really high up. So the really thick foam, I don't like using that. But this one's not bad. It's not bad. It's not as thin as I would like it, but it's okay. So I've got that down, and I put the flower on top of it. And I'm still feeling like not that there's anything missing, but I just want more because it's the first time I'm using this collection, and I want to put it all on the page. But I do find that little mushroom, and I think the mushrooms in this collection are so cute. I don't typically like mushrooms, but I like the ones in this one. So I'm looking at it to see, okay, what do I feel about this? Does this feel complete? And I think it feels complete enough that now I'm looking at the little bits, starting to head to the finishing touches. Of course, we all know, if you've watched really any of my videos, you know, the ultimate finishing touch for me is the splatters, especially with the Distress mica stain. And that's going to be no different. Spoiler alert if you didn't want to know, I'm sorry, but yes, we're totally ending with Distress mica stain. But I do still have that gap that's in between those two clusters and the bottom of my photo. So what I decided to do, I tried to look at the tickets. I did try to see if I wanted to put those little word label things. And I didn't really like how that looked, so I'm like, you know what? I have these teeny little stamps from Citrus Twist Kits. These are probably from like 2018. And I decided to go ahead and use that gathered twigs and stamp just some random words. So I've got Daily Adventure as like the main one, and then I put Loving This on top of that, and now I'm just putting it says Out and About Today, and I just do a little ghost stamping just to fill in that gap. There wasn't really anything in the die cuts or anything that I felt really went there well, and I didn't want to cover up too much of this beautiful coral color, because you know it's my favorite. And I'm still looking to see if there are any puffy stickers. And I actually have a hard time using puffy stickers. Those little puffy stickers, I don't know why, but I'm going to have to try and make more of an effort to just put one down. Just do it. But I do find homes for some of these puffy dots. They're not puffy. They are enamel. But they look, because they're matte, they look like they're puffy stickers. They look really soft because they're matte. Not necessarily that they're puffy, but... And I used 3 different colors. Since they're all the same size, I decided to use the 3 different colors. And I used the green and the cream and the orange or dark yellow, whatever color that is. And then here I am definitely putting on my Distress mica stain. And... let's see, I'm using Flickering Candle. So I have all of the ones from the Halloween collections, and I love them. So any chance to use them, I'm going to take it. And the gold, I mean, gold works with anything for the most part all year long. So while I may have bought it around Halloween, it's definitely not solely Halloween. I like being able to mix my products. Just use them all year. And that is going to do it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it gives you an idea. If you have a collection you've not used yet, get it out and use it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!